you can actually build a Premier League side that would get top 4 that have rejected Newcastle when you think about it. So many players. But that's their problem. We're trying to build something else. The striker that we've needed is now at Manchester United. And I want to bring this in very, very quickly because people talk about what Cesco brings to Manchester United. So I've taken last season, I've compared Cesco to Ekitike, Rasmus, Isak, Gyokeres and Delap. So our current striker and 4 players that are going to be on the move this summer into the Premier League, remaining in the Premier League. So this is what Cesco's all about. Considering he was playing for a Leipzig side that underperformed, these are last season stats. Goals per 90, 0.47 for Cesco, 0.41 for Ekitike, 0.28 for Rasmus, 0.27 for Delap, 0.7 for Isak, 1 for goal per game for Gyokeres. So Isak and Gyokeres at a level above Cesco, but he above everybody else. Shots per 90, Isak 4, 2.5 for Cesco, so he's getting less shots, 2 for Delap, 3.6 for Ekitike, 1.4 for Rasmus, and 3 for Isak. So Isak and Gyokeres getting more shots per 90 last season than Cesco. So what about goal conversion? 18.5% for Cesco, 11.2% for Ekitike, 23% for Isak, 28% for Gyokeres, 13% for Delap. So the running theme for me is that Cesco drops quite comfortably above Ekitike, Delap and Rasmus, below Gyokeres and Isak, which is what I would expect. He's 22. He's above those potential players of Delap, Rasmus and Ekitike, but he's behind the established players of Isak and Gyokeres, which is exactly what we're buying for 22 years of age. So people who want to throw him into the category of Ekitike, Delap, Rasmus are wrong. He's above that. But he's not at the level of a Gyokeres or an Isak yet because it's still a bit of growth in his career. What I do like about him is, though, dribbles per 90, Ekitike 4.1, we know he's that sort of a player. Isak 3, Cesco 2.9, Rasmus 1.6. So he is somebody that gets the ball and carries the ball. And I think we're going to see from him things that we haven't seen before. He doesn't get that many assists. Assists per 90 is 0.1. But then again, Isak's is 0.14. Ekitike 0.2. Gyokeres 0.2. Delap 0.08. So, look, people saying he's the next this, he's the next that. I'll tell you exactly what Cesco is. He's the next potential European top-class striker. He could be the next Lewandowski. He could be the next Ramos at PSG. We don't know. But we needed a striker. We didn't get Gyokeres. We didn't get Osman. And the minute we didn't get either of those, the striker market always became one of a chance with an element of risk. I think we've, at this stage, gone and got pretty much as good as we could get. You might have wanted Ollie Watkins, but beyond that, I don't think there was anything else in the market that you were going to go, that's going to be good enough. Poloko says he's bang average. I suspect you're not a Manchester United fan. You're probably a Newcastle fan, a Liverpool fan, an Arsenal fan, a City fan. You're not a Man United fan because a Man United fan doesn't start calling new signings average before they're even holding up a Man United shirt. A Manchester United fan gets behind its players when they sign for this football club or whether they're a young player making a debut. So, I'm sure we'll get morons out there who pretend to be United fans being negative about this deal, and they'll be drowned out by the real fans who will back this player. I've seen United buy players I didn't want. I didn't want Fellaini, I didn't want Lukaku, I didn't want Matic. We were unsure about Mount, but they will get backed, and we needed to buy a striker. It is August the 6th. We have a striker coming to Manchester United. Now, what I would say is that it's all about timing now. When will this happen? And we spoke about this last night. And I've got to say, absolutely had quite a bit of information coming in from the club this year. Nothing about Cesco. Absolutely nothing. This has always been opinion. And sometimes opinion, balanced, can be right. And pretty much everything we've been talking about over the last few days has happened. I've always said stay calm. Many of you have agreed with me. We've stayed calm. I've always said he favours United, and it is coming out now. I've always said that we'll get this deal done, and we're going to get this deal done. And I've always said that Newcastle are going to have to back off, and they're going to have to back off. What's interesting is, I think the advantage of the Newcastle bids are that it's sped this deal up like it's on Red Bull. We saw with Mbeumo wants Man United at the start of June. He doesn't sign till the middle of July. Cesco wants Man United today. He could be holding up a shirt on the pitch on Saturday. It really could move that quick. He is training individually at this moment in time. He has had a pre-season with Leipzig. He played a game last week, so he's not like Mbeumo. He's training individually at the moment. He doesn't want to be doing that for long. Leipzig are having him train individually because they're anticipating a move very, very quickly. The story was that if he had chose Newcastle, he'd have been a Newcastle player by the end of the week. So the feeling is that he'll be a Man United player at the end of the week as well, because all we have to do is finalise this deal. Now, they've accepted Newcastle's bid, which we know was 69 million plus 8. Man United's was 65 plus 8. So there's a slight bit of negotiation. I think United might have gone a little bit higher anyway. So once that deal is agreed, it's here we go. Get on a plane, get the medical done. He should be holding the shirt up by the weekend, in which case he should be training with us all of next week ahead of a game against Arsenal on the Sunday, and he should at least be on the bench.